Just a year ago, news about the zombie virus surfaced on all news portals. After a year of silence, here it is again. A virus in China, the virus X that was discussed in Davos, and once more news about the zombie virus. If you ask me whether I believe in the natural origin of these viruses and whether it's a coincidence that we are entering some obscure decade of viruses, I think you already know my answer. I would like to believe scientists and medical professionals, but I refuse to believe that these are not the works of human hands. In this video, you will find out the latest news about the zombie virus that has recently become a hot topic in the media. Grab some tea or coffee and listen to what the mass media are telling us. In the distant, frigid expanses of the Arctic, an unfolding narrative echoes with both historical intrigue and a hint of foreboding. The permafrost, an ancient frozen layer beneath the Earth's surface, long a silent and unmoving witness to millennia, is now experiencing a profound transformation. Due to increasingly warmer temperatures in the Arctic, this permafrost is gradually thawing, unraveling mysteries and potential dangers that have been locked away for tens of thousands of years. Among these hidden perils are viruses, entities that have slumbered in icy stasis, potentially capable of posing risks to animal and human health alike. This situation, while reminiscent of a plot from a science fiction movie, represents a tangible concern that scientists are beginning to voice. The probability of these ancient viruses causing a pandemic may be low, but the risk, according to experts, is not negligible and has been underappreciated. Moreover, the thawing process could unearth relics of the Cold War era, including chemical and radioactive waste, further complicating the ecological and environmental hazards. These remnants, once trapped in the icy grasp of the permafrost, could now emerge to disrupt the delicate balance of Arctic ecosystems and pose risks to wildlife. Kimberly Miner, a noted climate scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, stationed at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena, highlights the breadth of concerns surrounding the thawing permafrost. She underscores the critical need to maintain as much of the permafrost in its frozen state as possible to mitigate these emerging threats. The permafrost, a vast and enigmatic component of our planet, blankets nearly a fifth of the northern hemisphere. It has been the underlying foundation of the Arctic tundra and boreal forests spread across Alaska, Canada, and Russia for countless generations. This icy layer is not just a frozen mass, it serves as a time capsule, capturing and preserving a diverse array of historical treasures. Among these are the mummified remains of extinct animals, such as cave lion cubs and a woolly rhino, which scientists have recently unearthed and studied, providing invaluable insights into a world long vanished. The permafrost's ability to preserve these remnants is not solely due to its cold temperatures. Its unique environment, devoid of oxygen and light, makes it an ideal preservation medium. However, this once stable icy vault is under threat. Current climate trends show that Arctic temperatures are rising up to 4 times faster than the rest of the planet. This rapid warming is weakening the permafrost's upper layers, raising concerns about what might be released as it continues to thaw. To better understand and quantify the risks posed by these reawakening viruses, Jean-Michel Claverie, an emeritus professor of medicine and genomics at the Aix-Marseille University School of Medicine in Marseille, France, has embarked on a quest. He delves into the heart of the Siberian permafrost, retrieving and analyzing Earth samples to determine if any viral particles within them remain infectious. Claverie's search is not for ordinary viruses. He seeks what he terms zombie viruses, ancient pathogens that could potentially come back to life. His research focus is on a specific category of viruses known as giant viruses, first identified by him in 2003. These are not your typical viruses. They are significantly larger, visible under a regular light microscope rather than requiring the magnification of an electron microscope. This characteristic makes them particularly suitable for laboratory studies. Claverie's interest in permafrost viruses was partly inspired by a groundbreaking discovery made by Russian scientists in 2012. They successfully revived a wildflower from a 30,000-year-old seed tissue found in a squirrel's burrow. This achievement opened the door to the possibility of bringing ancient organisms back to life, a concept once relegated to the realm of science fiction. In 2014, Claverie achieved a significant milestone. He and his team revived a virus isolated from the permafrost, rendering it infectious for the first time in 30,000 years by introducing it into cultured cells. For safety reasons, they chose a virus that exclusively targets single-celled amoebas, thus posing no threat to animals or humans. He repeated this extraordinary feat in 2015 with a different type of virus, again targeting amoebas. The most recent developments in Claverie's research, published in February in the journal Viruses, are both fascinating and unsettling. His team isolated several strains of ancient viruses from multiple permafrost samples collected from various locations across Siberia. The age range of these viruses is staggering, with the oldest dating back nearly 48,000 years, based on radiocarbon dating techniques. The youngest samples, approximately 27,000 years old, were extracted from the remains of a woolly mammoth. The discovery that these ancient viruses, specifically targeting amoebas, remain infectious after such an extensive period is a cause for concern and a prompt for further investigation. Claverie expresses apprehension that the general public and the scientific community might not fully grasp the gravity of the situation. The survival and infectivity of these amoeba-infecting viruses could be indicative of a larger, more ominous issue. If these viruses can remain viable after millennia, it raises the question of what other types of viruses might also be lurking in the depths of the permafrost, potentially capable of infecting their respective hosts. Claverie's work highlights a critical aspect of the thawing permafrost. It's not just a matter of changing landscapes or melting ice, it's about unearthing a frozen ancient world, replete with its own secrets and dangers. As the Arctic continues to warm, we are faced with the possibility of encountering relics from a past epoch, some of which may have implications for our present and future. The thawing permafrost is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet's systems and the unforeseen consequences that can arise from environmental changes. The unfolding story of the Arctic's thawing permafrost extends into a realm of historical significance and present-day concern, especially regarding the potential release of ancient pathogens that could affect human health. This isn't just theoretical. There have been real instances where remnants of past diseases, preserved in the frozen ground, have resurfaced, offering a glimpse into the potential risks. In 1997, a remarkable discovery was made when a lung sample from a woman, exhumed from the Alaskan permafrost, revealed genetic material from the infamous 1918 influenza virus. Similarly, in 2012, the mummified remains of a woman buried in Siberia were found to contain genetic markers of the smallpox virus, a disease that has been eradicated in the modern world. These instances underscore the permafrost's role as a reservoir of ancient diseases. More directly, the permafrost's thaw has already been linked to contemporary health crises. A notable example occurred in 2016 in Siberia, where an anthrax outbreak, affecting humans and over 2,000 reindeer, was attributed to the deeper thaw of permafrost. This released spores of Bacillus anthracis, the bacteria responsible for anthrax from long-buried carcasses. Birgitta Evengard, a professor emerita at Umeå University in Sweden, advocates for increased monitoring of potential pathogens emerging from the thawing permafrost. While stressing the need for caution, she also warns against alarmism. Our immune systems, developed through constant interaction with a multitude of microorganisms, might not be fully prepared for viruses that have been absent for thousands of years. Evengard emphasizes the importance of proactive measures and knowledge as tools to combat potential fears and risks associated with these ancient pathogens. In considering the likelihood of ancient viruses infecting humans or animals today, several factors come into play. Scientists are uncertain about how long these viruses could remain infectious once exposed to current environmental conditions, or their chances of encountering a suitable host. The Arctic, home to about 3.6 million people, is a vast and sparsely populated region, which naturally lowers the risk of human exposure to these ancient viruses. Yet, as Jean-Michel Claverie points out, the risk could rise with ongoing global warming. leading to accelerated thawing of the permafrost and increased human activity in the Arctic. The concept of a spillover event, where a virus jumps to a new host species, is a significant concern. Research conducted on soil and lake sediment samples from Lake Hazen in Canada's Arctic Circle revealed an increased risk of viruses finding new hosts, especially near areas with significant glacial meltwater flow. This risk escalates with climate change, highlighting the need for vigilant monitoring and research. Kimberly Miner at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory emphasizes the importance of identifying the various risks associated with the warming permafrost. These include not just biological hazards, but also environmental concerns, such as the release of greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide. Miner's research, published in Nature Climate Change, catalogued an array of potential hazards currently locked within the Arctic permafrost, ranging from heavy metal waste to banned pesticides like DDT and even radioactive materials from nuclear testing. Miner's 2021 paper noted the direct infection of humans with ancient pathogens as currently improbable. Yet she remains concerned about Methuselah microorganisms. These ancient organisms could dramatically alter the modern Arctic ecosystem, potentially accelerating the effects of climate change and disrupting soil composition and vegetation growth. The best course of action, according to Miner, is to address the root cause, the climate crisis itself. By halting the thaw and keeping these potential hazards securely entombed within the permafrost, we can prevent the unknown and possibly detrimental impacts of releasing these ancient entities into our modern world. This proactive approach is not just about preserving the past, it's about safeguarding our future against the uncertainties of awakening a long frozen history.